Good morning, or afternoon, or evening. I've made that joke before. Depends on when you're watching this video, but hi. Sorry if it gets a little windy. So this is a fun day. All I wanted to do was just crawl right back into bed and sleep this day away. It's just, I've been spending makes it sound like it was a choice. I've been getting into it a lot with a lot of those negative people in my life, and it's just kind of, it's affected me. And it's a good example that just because you want to be positive and you're trying to change your life and do better for yourself, it doesn't mean that there aren't still going to be down days or that you will not be affected. Just because you want to be positive doesn't automatically give you this shield of invincibility to let stuff shoot off of you. I think it's a learning process. Morning.
Morning.
And I'm still learning, obviously, which means I should enjoy it, because a lot of the times I've said if I can continue to learn, I enjoy it way more, but that's this is definitely not one of those times. But I also wanted to, lead by example, set an example. So as down in the dumps as I'm feeling, I am going to be pushing myself forward, and I'm going to do this video today, stay on course and not let all that negativity control me anymore, because that's the whole point of it, right? I absolutely used to be the guy that would just say, nope, screw this day, and let it pass me by. And I've let a lot of those days pass me by, and that's a lot of my life just gone. So we're gonna push forward, and I'll try to keep my energy up, because I think there is something to be said for the power of suggestion, and maybe the more I force myself to just be positive and try to feel better today, hopefully by the end of the day I will. But that remains to be seen. But anyway, so today there's a lot going on here. I think it's pretty evident by now, sorry, ghost face. I think it's pretty evident by now that I'm not shooting in sequence, as they would say. There's stuff going on in the water station, still a work in progress over here. The wheel well boxes still aren't quite put together. This one is further along than you've probably seen though. I put the outside on. This isn't attached, this is gonna be the lid. So I've got a hinge here for it. The plan today is to at least get this side done, zipped up. What we need to do is not only attach this with the hinge and everything, all right, but I'm going to be covering the wheel wells in that foil bubble wrap Reflectix just to give it a tiny little bit of insulation, and so I'm not reaching in here and touching bare metal, because I am going to be using these as storage bins as well. As you can see, lots of space over there. And getting them mounted to the actual frame of the van. So I spent some time, coffee, that'll help stay okay. That will help me stay positive. So this piece is nice and attached. This is attached to the box, and I will be putting screws in here into the stud that's in the wall to help anchor that to the van here. Same with this little guy right here. I attached him to the box, but the box isn't attached yet. I'll be screwing that into that baseboard there. So that's the plan. Let's get that done today. It's like the universe knows when I'm having a shitty day and just decides to send me help, which is super nice. Mike just left, he was here. We talked for like an hour and a half probably. So that was really good. So already the day is better. Appreciate your friends, I keep saying it. I want to beat you over the head with it. Anyway, this is next. We are going to wrap the wheel wells in Reflectix, and I am just going to use tuck tape to secure it down. So I know with Reflectix, in order to get the actual insulation, there needs to be an air gap and whatnot. We're not going to worry about that too much. I would require me to build some sort of structure around the wheel well that different than the box anyway. I'll worry about that. Just cover it up like I said, so I don't have to look at it, see it. It'll probably give us some very minimal insulation, which will be nice. So yeah, let's get this box out of here. I put it back in to show Mike my plan. Get this out of here again. Now that it's nice and clean, we'll get it all covered up and do it. It started to rain outside. Figured we'd just do this from the safety of the house. All right. Well, that took far too long. But now I got a nice shiny wheel well. Let's see how it looks with the box over it. You know what's gonna look like with the box over it? It's gonna look like this with a box over it. Why? He's secretly an American. The rocket's red glare. That just reminds me of Fallout 4. Check out my little storage area right here. This might be good for like extra propane tanks and stuff. If I want to be sleeping over propane tanks. What I'll probably actually end up using this stuff for is seasonal stuff, like mitts and gloves and toques and scarves can go in there in the summer and then swap out. Not that I got a lot of summer stuff like flippers and goggles and whatnot, but stuff that I don't need access to on the daily, because this box is going to be underneath the bed. That's that's also the reason why I probably won't paint this box. So cool. All right, let's do the other side. Two done. Oh, I am in a better mood, but this took a long time. That's blah work for sure. But at least it's done. It's not pretty like most things that won't be seen. I'm not making them pretty. Hey, I left my flashlight on. Anyway, the only concern I have is that it's not airtight, which means that in theory, moisture could get in underneath. But we sprayed it with the undercoating, so maybe it'll be okay in the end. I'm not too concerned about it now. That can be something that we deal with should it arise. So now we're going to seal up all these big cracks with some more spray foam and then get the box in on the driver's side at least, because this box isn't painted yet. Well, that stinks. My little bendable tripod just broke. Look at this. I don't know. Get out of here, boots. Yeah, this little, stay up there. Like this little, the wire inside, because obviously that's what's in here. That's what makes this all these legs bendable. The wire inside at the very top just snapped. I think we can fix it. Cool. Sometimes stuff happens and gives you stuff to do you weren't even planning on. Let's get those gaps filled first. So I've been holding on to this one for a while. Big gap filler. I got some big gaps and I gotta fill them, so that's that plan. How am I gonna mount my phone? Okay, hang on. It's like a Meatloaf song. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It's up there, but only on 2 of the 3 legs. Okay, shouldn't take too much, gotta be careful. Stuff expands up to 3 inches or something. Shake it for a minute. I didn't want it to stick to the back of the wall paneling, but just down here, that's easy to break if need be. And then I'm just gonna do the other side, which you don't need to see because it's the exact same thing. Okay, this is gonna be super interesting. So now it's time to put the, well, I was gonna say it's time to put the lid on the box. I've got it all set up here with the piano hinge ready to go. I'm gonna have to drill some pilot holes and then put these tiny little screws in. But before I actually attach it to the box, I will mount the box to the wall as well, just because I think it'll be easier to get in there without the lid on it. But yeah, this is nerve-wracking, but a lot of this stuff is. Okay, maybe this is a better view of what I'm doing here. I feel like I need tape to hold this sucker on here. Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm no carpenter. I'm doing my best here. That's about 7.5. It's about 7.5. That's fine. So let's see how we do. I do not have the right drill bit for these guys. I need a Robertson. Okay, I'll get that in a second, but yeah, just little tiny pilot holes in each of the holes of the hinge, and the screws going in.
Cool. So it's not actually zipped on here yet, but I think it's gonna line up pretty good. So we're just gonna go for it. I'm really nervous because this is the first thing in the van that I've built that doesn't have construction adhesive on it. And those are small screws. So the pessimist in me is completely expecting this stuff to kind of rattle loose in a few months, but I don't know. Maybe there's enough of them that'll be fine. Let's attach the box to the van. Where am I looking? All right, now this one's all theoretical. It's on the outside, and I'm hoping that going here, that the stud behind the wall is low enough. Let's find out. I don't have any choice now. Kind of pushed it away from the wall, but it's solid. Do I dare put another one in there? Then I'm just gonna put like I said, this little piece right here to join this to this solid piece that's screwed into the van. This should cinch this up nice and tight, and this is where I will end up building this side of the bed frame. Boom. Okay, so I put 2 screws in, and it seems to work. Since I'm not taking exact measurements and stuff, it is off by like this much. So I'm probably gonna need to trim my little ugly, I don't know what cutout here for the rib that's up here and whatnot. But yeah, let's just power through in the interest of not effing around too much. These screws that are going in this way are a lot longer than the other ones. Where are the other ones? Anyways, I don't know. I don't have them. I put them away. They're stubby. So, all right, those first 2 work. Let's just do her to her. I'm literally drilling into the MDF on the front of the box the exact way Mike told me not to. So, oh boy. Slow and steady though. The first thing he's gonna do is let it go. Hey! All right, but now, hang on. Okay, let's see. Ah, trim it right there. Right there. Boom, perfect tool. Let's find the, it's probably not the perfect tool, but in this situation, it's gonna be a pretty good one. You're not gonna be able to see it. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to saw this little corner. I wonder if I can do it like this. Hang on. It's gonna make a bigger mess in the van. So that's not rubbing anymore. Not really. A little bit. Take some more off. But it's, let's see what's happening here. What? Stay down. I think that's happening because the screws are hitting each other. Because if you look at the hinge, right, the screws are literally on top of each other. So I'm wondering if I take every other one out. Maybe I'll run it by somebody who knows what they're actually doing. But either way, I got a lid on my box. That's pretty freaking cool. All right, let's see if we can fix this tripod. Okay, I wasn't even gonna do an update on this. I was just gonna kind of set it up and let you know what I did. But I was able to pry most of that wire out of there with the Leatherman. This was like, it looked like a solid piece of metal, that little kind of scrumpled up tinfoil looking thing there. So it looked like just a solid piece of metal, and it was actually interfering from me putting the leg back in. So I don't know if it's stretched or something, because it's quite malleable. I think that's the word, right? It's the stuff that gives the legs their ability to do stuff like this and hold their form, right? So I've ripped that out of there, and now the leg fits back in this little receptacle quite well. So it's either going to be epoxy or, my favorite, some construction adhesive, and leave it overnight, and then we'll see how it goes. But that's the plan for this.
It turned out to be a pretty good day. And Sarah just sent me a Facebook memory from 7 years ago of us hanging out at a bar before the world was on fire, when people could socialize and go and see each other. And I had to stop and say, holy frick, 7 years ago, where does the time go? And that kind of all leads into today, right? It started off shitty. There's no other real way to put that. I could be nicer and say crappy. We're down in the dumps, but it was. It started off shitty. And you know what? That's fine. You can have crummy days. Just don't let them rule your life. Don't let them take over your day. Because, you know, like I said, I've been there and I've allowed that to happen to myself many times. And you don't get anything done. You're miserable at the end of the day anyway, so why not at least try? And I know that a lot of people will say, well, that's easier said than done, and that's absolutely true. I've got something nice. I've got this huge project, this large undertaking for a whole new life that I've got to distract myself. But I'll tell you, when you get as down in the dumps as you can sometimes, no matter what you have to distract yourself, sometimes you just don't want to do it. You just want to say, screw it. I'm glad I powered through today. I'm glad I rolled the camera. I got quite a bit done. Granted, it's only one wheel well, but that box is there and it's in and it looks good. I'm gonna have to put a latch on it, hold it down nice and snug so it's not bouncing while I'm driving, I think will be necessary, and that's super easy, so no problem there. And the other box, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Once I figure out what color I want to paint it. Right now it's in the garage and it's gray like all of the trim, and I don't know that I want gray to be my overall color for all of my cabinets, but everything goes with gray, so it should be, I want to say it should be easy to figure out, but that just opens up the floodgates for possibilities, so we'll see. So once I get that painted up, I will get that box in here as well, and it's going to be the same idea with a piano hinge. It's just going to open up the other way towards the wall, easier access, right? I'm glad I stayed focused today. I'm definitely in a better mood now, and I'll be able to move on to whatever project comes next with a better attitude, a better headspace. Thanks again, obviously, to Mike, as always. It's like the universe knows, oh, you're having a bad day. Here you go. Vent and get it off your chest. So maybe that's all you need to do, right? There's something to be said for just good old conversation, which not a lot of us can have anymore these days. I get it, so. And Sarah, thank you for the Facebook memory. That's really cool. And also, I don't think actually, I meant to say this, I don't know that I did, but where does the time go? 7 years ago is nuts. Before I know it, another 7 will be gone. Brooklyn will be 8 years old. I will, who knows what. Hopefully, maybe we'll still be in this one. Maybe we'll have a bigger one. Never know. That's part of the excitement, but don't waste that time being miserable and being negative, because you're not gonna get that time back, right? Oh, now I'm rambling. I'm gonna leave this there and say, until the next one, just be happy, be creative, be yourselves, and be positive. I'll see you next time.